What happens when the world's most ambitious artificial intelligence company finds itself in need of more money than ever before? More, in fact, than the gross domestic product of many entire nations? Behind the dazzling breakthroughs of ChatGPT and the relentless global race for artificial general intelligence, a high-stakes scramble is unfolding. OpenAI, the company at the very heart of this revolution, is now seeking to raise a jaw-dropping $40 billion. This is not just a funding round, it is a tectonic shift that could redraw the map of global power, wealth, and technological leadership. But who will emerge victorious in this scramble for the future of artificial intelligence? And what could be lost in this generational gamble on humanity's digital destiny? Let's take a step back. Only 10 years ago, OpenAI was founded as a nonprofit, with a mission to ensure that artificial intelligence would be safe and widely beneficial. In those early days, OpenAI positioned itself as a moral compass in a world mesmerized by the possibilities and dangers of advanced machine learning. The company attracted top researchers and visionaries who believed that technology must serve humanity, not just the bottom line. There was a palpable sense of mission, almost idealistic in nature, about creating artificial intelligence that could uplift society as a whole rather than a privileged few. But as artificial intelligence capabilities exploded, so too did the costs. The initial optimism soon collided with the harsh realities of building and training large-scale models. The resources needed, computational power, oceans of data, and a fiercely competitive hunt for the world's best engineering minds, quickly outgrew the resources of a non-profit structure. By the middle of the last decade, OpenAI had transformed itself into a unique, capped-profit hybrid, hoping to balance public benefit with the need to attract billions of dollars in investment. Fast forward to today, and the artificial intelligence landscape is a battleground of epic proportions. OpenAI's annualized revenue has soared to an astonishing $10 billion as of June 2025. To put that in perspective, that is nearly double the $5.5 billion in revenue reported just 6 months earlier in December 2024. ChatGPT, OpenAI's flagship product, now boasts more than 500 million weekly active users worldwide, a staggering leap from 300 million just a few months before. This meteoric growth is not merely a matter of user adoption. It is a reflection of just how indispensable artificial intelligence has become in daily life, from business and education to healthcare and entertainment. But extraordinary ambition comes with extraordinary price tags. Training the next wave of models, like GPT-5 and beyond, demands computational infrastructure on a scale never before seen. The Stargate project, OpenAI's audacious plan to construct a global network of artificial intelligence data centers, is projected to cost $100 billion for its initial phase alone. That figure is mind-boggling, but it is only the beginning. As the project scales, total cost could soar to $500 billion. To put this number in context, that is more than the annual economic output of most countries on Earth, funneled into the construction of the digital backbone for the world's future artificial intelligence. Jensen Huang, the visionary chief executive of NVIDIA, encapsulates the scope of this moment. Artificial intelligence is poised to revolutionize every industry, but delivering on that promise requires resources on an unprecedented scale. To keep pace, OpenAI is orchestrating one of the largest private fundraising efforts in technology history. Their plan? To raise $40 billion from a global roster of heavyweight investors. At the table are sovereign wealth funds like Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, which manages more than $900 billion in assets. Also in the mix is Reliance Industries, the Indian telecom and industrial titan, alongside Japanese powerhouse SoftBank and the United Arab Emirates MGX. Microsoft, which has already invested more than $13 billion in OpenAI, is monitoring developments closely as the competitive landscape heats up. Other major venture players, including Coatue Management and Founders Fund, are also being courted, each eager to secure a slice of the artificial intelligence future. But this funding frenzy is about more than just money. It is a battle for influence over who will steer the next epoch of artificial intelligence and, crucially, on whose terms. For Saudi Arabia, pouring billions into OpenAI is not just another investment. It is a bold pivot from being a passive tech backer to seeking direct influence over the world's most advanced artificial intelligence systems. The kingdom is betting heavily, aiming for artificial intelligence to contribute $130 billion to its economy by the year 2030. Meanwhile, Reliance Industries sees OpenAI's technology as a critical catalyst to turbocharge India's digital transformation, distributing powerful artificial intelligence tools to hundreds of millions across the subcontinent. The competition is nothing short of fierce. Google's Gemini, Anthropic's Claude, and Meta's open-source projects are all deploying billions in their own artificial intelligence labs, each determined to outpace the others and capture the lion's share of the future market. The result is an arms race not just in technology, but in capital, talent, and strategic partnerships. Yet even with these rivers of capital, OpenAI faces daunting obstacles. The company anticipates burning through $35 billion on servers alone between 2025 and 2027. Losses could reach $14 billion in the coming year, with cumulative red ink possibly hitting $44 billion by 2028. To unlock SoftBank's largest commitment, a $10 billion tranche, OpenAI must complete a complicated corporate restructuring by the end of the year, moving further away from its original nonprofit ideals and fully embracing a for-profit model. Amid all this, the specter of regulation looms ever larger. The European Union is finalizing sweeping new rules for artificial intelligence, and the balance between innovation and oversight has never been so precarious. Sundar Pichai, chief executive of Google, warns, "We need collaboration between researchers, policymakers, and the public to ensure artificial intelligence is developed responsibly." This is not just a matter for corporate boardrooms or government committees. It is a question that affects every one of us. As OpenAI goes all in on its most audacious fundraising to date, one question lingers. Can any company, no matter how visionary, truly balance the demands of global investors, cutthroat competition, and the immense ethical stakes of artificial intelligence's future? Or will the pursuit of billions come at a cost the world is not ready to pay? Let's fast forward to the world OpenAI is actively building, and the crossroads it now faces. If OpenAI secures the tens of billions of dollars it is chasing, the company could accelerate its path toward artificial general intelligence, or AGI, a technology that some experts believe could eventually outthink humans in broad, creative tasks. Imagine artificial intelligence tools that can transform medical research, invent entirely new materials for green energy, or even rewrite the paradigms of education and economics. Already, OpenAI's models are being used to diagnose diseases, generate code, design molecules, and even compose symphonies. The possibilities seem limitless. But with these opportunities come enormous risks. The sheer scale of OpenAI's ambition is almost unprecedented in the annals of technology. The Stargate project, a partnership with global giants like SoftBank and Oracle, is set to devour $500 billion. That is more than the gross domestic product of the vast majority of the world's nations, funneled into the construction of data centers that could power the next leap in artificial intelligence capability. Yet, for every headline about surging user numbers, over 500 million active users weekly, there is a sobering statistic lurking in the background. OpenAI could lose up to $14 billion in the current year alone, and by 2028, total losses might hit $44 billion. Such staggering losses raise fundamental questions about the sustainability of the business model itself. Competitors are not sitting idly by. Google, Meta, and Anthropic are each pouring billions into their own advanced artificial intelligence models, including Gemini and Claude, in a frenzied effort to maintain or seize market dominance. New entrants and nimble startups are also emerging, fueled by venture capital and the promise of disrupting the old guard. Meanwhile, the European Union's Artificial Intelligence Act is poised to clamp down on reckless or unsafe artificial intelligence deployments, introducing a new layer of legal and ethical scrutiny. Sundar Pichai of Google reiterates, "Artificial intelligence's future will be shaped by how well we work together, governments, companies, and society alike." There is also the harsh reality of disruption that cannot be ignored. Already, 14% of workers worldwide have experienced some form of job displacement due to artificial intelligence and automation. In the United States, for example, entire industries are being reimagined, from logistics and customer service to journalism and entertainment. In India, artificial intelligence is opening up new opportunities, yet also threatening traditional roles. Countries like Saudi Arabia see this technology as the lever to diversify their economies, targeting $130 billion in artificial intelligence-driven value by the end of this decade. The stakes for workers, businesses, and even nation-states have never been higher in the modern technological era. This leads us to a critical question. What does all this mean for you, the individual trying to navigate a rapidly changing world? First, the artificial intelligence revolution is not coming. It is already here. Whether you work in technology, finance, education, manufacturing, or healthcare, artificial intelligence will change how you work, the skills you need, and the opportunities that come your way. Staying curious about artificial intelligence, learning how to use new tools, understanding how they can support your work, and keeping an eye on industry shifts isn't just smart, it is essential for staying relevant and competitive. Second, consumers must be more vigilant than ever. With artificial intelligence weaving ever deeper into our lives, issues like data privacy, algorithmic bias, and misinformation are not just buzzwords, they are real risks that could impact society for generations. Elon Musk, a prominent voice in the artificial intelligence debate, warns, without robust safety measures, advanced artificial intelligence could pose significant dangers to humanity. But knowledge is power. Understanding the trade-offs, demanding transparency, and asking tough questions about who owns the technology, how it is used, and who profits will help you navigate the coming changes and protect your interests. If you are an investor or entrepreneur, the lesson is equally clear. The next wave of artificial intelligence will reward those who blend vision with responsibility. Andrew Ng, a pioneer in artificial intelligence, advises, focus on practical artificial intelligence applications, solving real problems, if you want to create genuine value. The era of speculative artificial intelligence hype is giving way to one where concrete solutions and measurable impact will define success. The challenges ahead are enormous. Can OpenAI balance the relentless pressure for breakneck innovation with ethical guardrails and investor expectations? The answer is simple. It must. The path ahead is fraught with tension. If OpenAI meets regulatory demands, delivers on safety, and continues to advance its technology, it could define the next era of human progress. But if it stumbles, whether from technical failure, ethical backlash, or financial burnout, the world could witness another artificial intelligence winter, where shattered hype leaves the industry in retreat and innovation stalls for years. Here's a secret fact that many overlook. OpenAI's long-term survival actually hinges on a critical corporate restructuring. If the company does not complete its transition into a for-profit entity by the end of next year, major backers like SoftBank could walk away, slashing available capital and pushing the company into a potential crisis. The stakes could not be higher. Historical parallels are instructive. In the 1980s, the world saw the first artificial intelligence winter, when overhyped expectations and underwhelming results led to a brutal collapse in funding and progress. Many experts warn that today's euphoria could easily turn to disappointment if promises outpace reality or if ethical missteps erode public trust. Fei-Fei Li from Stanford's Human-Centered Artificial Intelligence Institute advocates for a new approach. We must prioritize ethical considerations and societal impact as we develop these powerful tools. Yann LeCun of Meta adds, open-source artificial intelligence models are crucial for fostering innovation and transparency. Looking forward, several scenarios could unfold. If OpenAI secures its funding and navigates regulatory minefields, it could expedite the arrival of artificial general intelligence, ushering in breakthroughs across medicine, climate science, and education. But this progress will amplify concerns over safety, bias, and control. Heightened regulatory scrutiny could slow development, but it may also foster a more responsible and sustainable artificial intelligence ecosystem. Meanwhile, the competitive landscape could shift dramatically, with new alliances forming and dark horses emerging from unexpected corners of the globe. The ethical and societal ramifications of artificial intelligence will remain at center stage. Ongoing debates about bias mitigation, job displacement, and the prevention of artificial intelligence misuse will shape not just the future of companies like OpenAI, but the very fabric of our societies. As Andrew Ng reminds us, practical impact and social responsibility should be our guiding lights. So, as the high-stakes drama continues, one thing is clear. The choices OpenAI makes now will not only shape its own destiny, but also define the rules of the global artificial intelligence game for years to come. If you want to stay ahead of every twist in this unfolding story and understand how artificial intelligence is transforming the global economy, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What would you prioritize? Speed, safety, or profit?